In a typical enterprise, data is our underlying knowledge. Just by collecting tons of data does not make an enterprise a data-driven enterprise. We need to refine and interpret the collected data to generate insights that can be actioned on. If you see below is the typical data lifecycle. So you have data that is our underlying knowledge. It has information on what works for the business and what does not work for the business. It has information like what products are going good and what products are not going good. It has information on what products are generating margin, what products are not. Basically, insight is the understanding of our underlying knowledge or understanding of the data that we have collected. And actions are basically execution of the understanding of our underlying knowledge. So basically we are executing on the insights that we have generated on the data we have collected. Data analysts play a key role in the insight generation cycle of the data. Basically they take a business question, they wrangle the data to find out and to answer the business question. Now there is a famous saying, if you torture the data, it will confess. And that's what a data analyst do. They wrangle the data so that the data can confess on the question that is being asked. But they do it in a more ethical way as well as statistically right way. So there's a wrong way of doing it as well. But they have to do it more ethically and a statistically right way. Now data analyst plays a key role in multiple functions of a data science lifecycle. The very first part is they work closely with the system of records from which the data has to be collected. And they generate information about the data, or as we call metadata about the data. The metadata is information, everything that is required for a downstream application to search, and also it has information that the data can be easily accessed by any application. It can be a visualization, it can be a machine learning, or it can be any data wrangling or even a business user. Basically, they make the data queryable and searchable across the enterprise. The next function they play an important part is analyzing the data. They do typical statistical analysis and exploratory data analysis to basically get more information on the data that can be fed to downstream systems or that can be fed to a system that can be directly actioned on. The third part is basically they work closely with the data engineer to help them with the data collection process. Basically, they guide them on what attributes need to be collected, or is everything need to be collected, and if collected, what are the security measures in the data that needs to be established, and finally, what are the data quality rules that need to be implemented. Finally, they work with the downstream applications to pass on their exploratory data analysis so that the downstream application can do further analysis on the data and can action on it. A typical skill required by data analyst is basically they need to know SQL. Most of the data wrangling that they do, SQL is a pretty robust tool. They need to know programming languages like Python and R. Typically more from the data wrangling libraries. If it's Python, it's pandas. They need to know descriptive and inferential statistics. They need to have good understanding of math. A lot of data requires like statistics. A lot of comparison requires statistics where they can check the distribution of data or they can compare multiple population of the data. They also need to know visualization tools which they can better communicate to the different stakeholders. Now again, there can be multiple data analysts depending on the scale of the project doing part of the work, but these are typical skills that I am talking about. Finally, a data analyst is a bridge between a business stakeholder and a technology stakeholder, helping to make decisions out of data. Without a proper data analyst, an enterprise is just an opinion-driven business and not a data-driven business. Thank you.